Dr. Ishwarya, Dr. Ratnesh, Professor Dr. Lakshmi Priya, Miss Priyadarshini Tiwari, Miss Anvita, Miss Vanshika, Dr. Shirish, Dr. Tejender Kumar, Miss Archana, Miss Payal, Miss Vageshwari, Mr. Vipul, Miss Hema, and last, Dr. Minakshi. So you all participants are requested to just a second, to take the platform for the discussion, please. But I am not able to see. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Praveen Kumar Gupta, for supporting my views, observations. And now next is up to you. Anybody, please. Sorry. Group 5. Okay, okay. Okay, as per organizing committee, there is a presentation from the people from group participants from group 5, and if anybody else share their views, and they are most welcome to share their opinion on this platform. Because of this is a discussion, we can't stop at this stage. Miss Amrita, please. यही नाम है जो मैंने बोला 25 रनोवर So anybody from group 5? I can understand your time constraints and job profiles. You are it's not compulsory mandatory for presentation. You just you can share your just simple views with us with our. Yes. Now it's over to you, Ms. Amrita.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Participants are encouraged to give their thoughtful opinions. And I would also like to invite Dr. Ajay Kumar Tyagi, sir, for his contribution. Please.
Thank you so much, Ms. Amrita. And what Dr. Simi has mentioned very rightly, that whether teachers or the physical teaching would be replaced by the AI. So I believe I agree with the opinion of Dr. Simi that though the question is, slightly tough to answer, but I believe it won't be possible because ultimately when we talk about the AI works on the directions, on the instructions of the human being. In isolation, AI cannot perform. Because we are giving the inputs to the AI, we are giving those inputs with the help of logarithms. I beg your pardon if I'm using wrong terminology because I'm not from the technical background. So the question is that up to what extent and in what manner we should rely on AI, because in this FDP, since it is the 6th day of the FDP, we have come across certain key questions. That is, who is responsible? And whether we are governing the AI or we have to govern the AI for the fruitful results. I would like to carry forward this discussion with the help of certain key points. And that I would like to narrate with the help of some examples as well. Let's talk about the AI, which has been already introduced in the medical sciences. Let's take the example of an operation theater, an operation room, where doctor is going to, operate a patient. And for example, it is a robotic surgery. And because I have, personally experienced this, one of my close relative, he was suffering with foot canal cancer. There was a cancer in his foot canal. And he was hospitalized. Doctor advised for the surgery. He was hospitalized. He was in the operation theater. And doctor told us well in advance that it would take 6 or 7 hours. It was 6-7 hour surgery. But what happened after 3 hours, doctors, they come outside from the operation theater, almost after 3 hours or so. And they talk to the family members of our close relative that we tried to operate, but when we opened the stomach, we came across that it would be difficult for us to manage once we touch that part of the body. So we do not know whether the patient would be surviving for a minute or not. But in case, if we do not do that surgery, then there are chances that patient may survive for a couple of weeks, maybe couple of days, maybe couple of months. So here is a pertinent question, that is, for example, if AI is doing that surgery, because AI will do it mechanically, the programming which we are going to feed in the robots or the machine or the AI, the instructions we are giving. So what would be the decision making? This is a great question. Whether AI can take a decision in the contingency. That I'm giving you one example of the medical sciences. So what family member did? They consented for the same. They were relying on the advice of the doctor and they refused. Okay, fine. Whatever you prefer, you go accordingly. And then doctors, they withdraw from the operation and that patient survive almost for 8 months or 9 months or so, because the patient was not in a position of surgery. So my submission is that whatever AI is doing, it is doing mechanically. It is doing, as in the yesterday's session, Advocate Mahir Gupta, he was very rightly narrating the entire episode that through historical data, through inputs we are giving to the processing, and then AI is working on that. Means we are giving the command, human being is giving the command, then AI is working. But when the time comes for the contingency, when the time comes for the decision making, then most of the times we will experience it that AI is feeling helpless. So this is the one example I have given you in the medical sciences. Number of examples we can quote like this. The other thing, like Dr. Simi was mentioning this thing, that whether AI would be replacing the physical teaching, the whatever we are imparting in the class sessions, whether it would replace the physical classes when we are going to the classes, making the deliberations, imparting, and then and there, if someone is asking, we are replying to that. Now, even if we are going to, give certain commands, we are going to program AI in such a manner that you have to respond to all the queries of the students. Still, there may be some queries, there may be some contingencies, there may be some decision making for which AI may feel uncomfortable to reply or to process or to respond. So that is again one point of discussion. Okay, fine. AI is assisting us right now. We are taking help of, at times we are taking help of ChatGPT for some answers, for some queries. But whether, in what way it would be helping us in a days to come. So this is again, something which we feel, because again, AI would be responding whatever programming, whatever commands we have given to the AI. Say, for example, a very layman question, I beg your pardon, a very layman example I'm putting here. If a teacher is imparting in the class, some student is involved in or indulged in some sort of indiscipline, how AI would handle that? What is the gravity of that gross discipline? What is the gravity of that gross discipline? So that we have to check. What is the gravity of the indiscipline, I beg your pardon? So as a human being, we know that up to what extent we have to punish for that indiscipline, whether AI can respond in that manner, in that way. Because see, nowadays, teaching is a challenge to the student because of this mobile phone. But at the same time, handling the class is more challenging for all the teachers. I believe everyone would be, agreeing with my viewpoint, because at times it becomes a challenge. Maybe sometimes in your class, there may be some notorious student. There may be some student who is not focusing on your lecture. How to handle that class? Because again, you are, giving commands to the AI for certain problems, for certain issues, for certain indisciplinary acts, that AI, you have to respond in that way. But spontaneously something is happening which AI have not come across in past. How AI would respond to that, as I told you in the medical science example also, that doctors, they were quite confident through number of medical reports, number of medical investigations, that yes, this patient could be operated. But when the patient was on the operation theater table, then doctors, they realized that if we proceed, then it would be an endanger to the life of the patient. So they withdraw. But whether AI can do that, the same thing may happen in the class. That what is the gravity of that indiscipline, that decision making would be done by the human being. Maybe AI have not come across in past with those kind of indisciplines. So I believe that replacing class teaching with the AI would be, because nowadays also, because it means gradually there would be some developments in the AI, maybe AI would be more advanced. But again, there is a question. What is that question? That who is giving command to the AI? It is the human being. Means still AI is lacking. Means in the present scenario as on date, still AI is lacking and waiting for the command of the human beings, for the individuals. So this is the another example. If we want to take in education, medical science, I have already discussed with you. We can take another examples. Let's talk about the administration. In administration, we are having the bureaucrats. We have the civil servants, we have other officers, those who are running the system. Whether AI can implement the policies alone, because again, what human being will do? Being will give the instructions to the AI. Say, for example, I would like to quote one more example here. There is a district magistrate, and in his district, there is a curfew imposed in the district, say, for example. Now, what do you say? Whether AI would be able to handle that situation, that position? Then it is very difficult to assess, it is very difficult to analyze that in what way that AI would be responding. Because here, as an administrative officer, a human being has to take the decision, he has to take the call. Because again, like medical science example, like education or the class example, maybe AI have never ever come across this kind of situation. So we have not given command to that. We have not feed that program. We have not given those instructions. So even if AI is having the artificial brain, but that artificial brain is not getting any data, unable to fetch any data, because that AI have never ever come across this kind of issue, this kind of problem. These are the small examples I am taking. Maybe sometimes AI is coming across a great contingency. So these are the challenges when we talk about the development of AI, when we talk about the contribution of AI, when we talk about the advantages or the disadvantages of AI. Another point, very valid and pertinent point, which I have come across during the 5 or 6 days discussion, and one of my friend, I believe Ms. Radha and Dr. Prashant, they were raising this point, that how management, I mean, the human being, because ultimately, who does the management? Human being. We have man, material, machine, everything we are having. Who will handle? Money. Who will handle? Man, human brain. So again, this is a question that when we are talking about the AI, whether we have seen number of movies on that AI may have certain emotions also. But again, the question is what sort of emotions? Because if you are looking at a snake, spontaneously there would be a reaction. How would you train your AI? That universe is number of experiences, number of articles, number of goods, number of things. So it may take number of years to train the AI. And that too, whether we have that kind of artificial intelligence which can retain the entire thing and can process with such a faster speed, that is a challenge. We have AI, and AI is having very significant or very limited emotions. Say, for example, you are asking an employee a question in the interview. As a human being, you can easily assess whether he is lying or he just answering for the sake of answer, or whatever answer he is making to you is true or not. Why? Because you have learned out of your experience, out of your interaction, out of your number of things, your experience. So this is again a challenge. And the same challenge when I talk about this thing, about the emotions of the human being, because we are full of emotions. Human being is full of emotions. Whether AI can be full of emotions like a human being, though we are trying to train, but how long it will take, how many years it will take, that is a question mark. So easily we cannot accept this fact we cannot accept this statement that whether AI would be replacing the human being. I believe we need to work a lot. I believe we need to discuss a lot, and then only we can resolve all these issues. Because see, when we are talking about the AI, one thing is for sure, that if we compare AI with the human being, AI is working mechanically. I would like to quote one more example here. For example, I'm working with one premier institution, right? Now you all are working with premier institutions, and my senior authorities, my head of the department, my director, my registrar, sir, they are asking me to stay back. Dr. Tyagi, you have to stay back for 2 hours. You will leave the campus at 7 today. Fine, sir. I will leave it at 7. And in lieu of that, you will get a compensatory leave for 2 hours. Fine, sir. I will obey your instructions. I'm staying back 2 hours. So as a human being, in next week, maybe after 15 weeks, I can request my registrar, my HOD, head of the department, my director, that sir, kindly give me that day compensatory leave. And maybe this leave is for the post-lunch session, maybe this leave, my seniors are asking me to report early, 2 hours early. I'm coming in the morning. And now we are having a system which is fully automated, for example. I'm not talking about the 100% when we are fully dependent on the AI. I'm talking the scenario which everyone is experiencing nowadays. 50-50. Some things we are having are being governed or run by the artificial intelligence, something we are doing manually. So you can request. This is one example I am giving. I have to leave early, 1 hour early. I can request to the senior authority, I'm leaving early because that day I was staying back. So in lieu of that, I need that compensatory leave. Or say, for example, today I'm not feeling well. My health is not permitting me to stay back after 4, while my official timing is up to 5 p.m. I can easily convince a human being. But when we talk about the artificial intelligence, or when we talk about what is artificial intelligence, means we are going to make this system fully automated. We are moving in that direction that we want to replace human being with the artificial intelligence. How long it will take, in what way we would be, succeeding in that, that is another question. But ultimately, we are striving for the same. Because we have given certain commands to the machine. If someone is leaving early, you show absent. You show half day. But I am requesting my head of the department, ma'am, I'm not feeling well. I'm requesting my director, sir, I'm not feeling well. Kindly allow me to leave 10 minutes early. Then the automated machine would register me that I have left early. Fine, we can overcome. I'm writing an application manually. Or maybe in the days to come, we are having that kind of automation that these things would be regulated. But my question is, this is the one activity I'm telling you. There may be numerous activities like this. And AI have never ever come across maybe activities like this, that someone is coming late, someone is going early. Then how many commands, how many programs we will impart, or we will, in what way we will educate the AI? That would be a great challenge, because human brain is missing there. Whatever command you have given, that is working accordingly. Say, for example, right now I'm talking to you, I'm making a discussion to you, and I'm having number of my colleagues here. In case my camera is not working, my mic is not working, Anyone can run to help me. My research scholars are here. They can come and they can help me. But do you think that if I'm dependent on a robot, on an AI only, what should I expect? Whether AI will come, Dr. Tyagi, don't worry, we are here. We'll take care of your camera and mic. Will they make a call to the IT person to make the necessary arrangement to run the camera? Why? Because maybe that AI have never ever come across this. Because ultimately AI is working on what? The programs, on the education, on the training which we have imparted. So my question is, or my thought process is, how long will it take to train them for all these things? So these are the small examples. I'm telling you, there may be many more things like this. And the big question is how AI would respond in contingencies. The big question is that how AI would respond in contingencies. What would be the decision making of AI in contingency? In tough times, as I have given you the example of medical science, I have given you the example of administration. There may be many more examples. Because there are crores of thousands of millions of activities that up to what extent we can train the machines. There are certain areas, there are certain sectors where do you feel that we can rely on the AI? Do you feel there are certain sectors whether we can rely on the AI? Sector like defense, and Mr. Mahir was talking about certain things yesterday that how our neighbor countries, up to what extent they are going, in how they want to create disturbance in our country. Human being is full of emotions. That patriotic feeling, that patriotism, the way a human being is having, whether AI can have that emotion for the same, this is a question mark. So fine, we can introduce AI that would be helping the human being, that is fine. But whether it would be replacing, or if it would be replacing, then what sort of measures we have to take for that effective replacement, or whether it would be replacing up to 99.99% or 100%. This is a point of discussion for all streams almost. So this is again a question mark. Now I'm going to talk a very pertinent thing, very important thing, which from my point of view, that is when we talk about the policy formulation. When we talk about the policy formulation, because we have problems, we have issues, we have difficulties, we have contingencies, we have to have decision making, we need to make decisions, and those decisions would be made on certain policies, certain guidelines. Whether AI can think in a way as we are thinking, as I am thinking, as you are thinking, or what conclusion we can draw with the discussion, whether AI can look into those discussions in that way. Why? Because that very essential, very required part is missing. That is what? Emotion. That cognitive part, as I have mentioned this number of times, that cognition is giving to the AI. Who is going to give that cognition? Ultimately, the human being. We are programming the machines. We are giving the directions. We are feeding the machines, and accordingly they are working. And maybe there are certain things which the machine have never ever come across. Then how it will respond to that? And decision making doesn't permit you to take much time in most of the instances. So this is again a challenge. One more question. Whether AI can be visionary in such a manner as a human being is? This is again a question. This is again a task. कि भाई AI का विजन कितना है? Whatever command I have given to the AI, whatever experiences, whatever learning, whatever teaching I have imparted to the AI will respond to that accordingly. I believe there is some question in the chat box. I'm sorry, my chat box is not showing. I'll take help of my colleague. Just wait for a while. Yeah, question. Yes, I agree. Dr. Amrita, thank you so much for agreeing with my viewpoint that AI cannot replace human being. Because ultimately AI is dependent on the human being. So I'm coming back to the discussion, that is that whether AI can become visionary in such a manner as a human being is, that is the point. AI. Let's talk about one more example, a layman example. Whether until unless AI faces first reign of life, we have created an AI, and until unless AI experiences the first reign, or until unless we impart okay until unless we give inputs, until unless we give some command to the AI, whether can respond to the rain. So first time, or we have to go with that programming. This is again, now as we all are from the legal fraternity, law, as Advocate Mahir was quoting one judgment yesterday. So up to what extent in judicial pronouncement we have to rely on AI, the help of AI. Yesterday, Advocate Mahir, he did that riddle exercise. So we all have experienced this, that what was the answer. So at times what happens, AI may get confused. Number of, experiments have been done on that. So no doubt we are the scientists, the specialized guys, they are working on that and they are trying to make the super AI. They are working in that direction. But still, I believe it will take time, and I'm sure that it's not going to replace the human being or the human brain. One experiment was done. I believe that was done in USA, if I'm not wrong. I'm just unable to recall the place and all, but I've gone through that. That's one gentleman, he took almost 800 or 700 mobile phones. He put all those mobile phones in a trolley and he was going on the road. And someone wanted to go through that route. Then through map, he came across that there is a jam on that road. While traffic was not there, only 1,000 mobile phones were going there. Though I have not verified this information. I have, I believe I have gone through this maybe on WhatsApp University, maybe. So I'm not emphasizing much on this. But again, he was trying to deceive the AI. Road was free from traffic. But because certain number of mobile phones were there in one pot, So it was showing that traffic is jammed. Maybe I don't know how much because I couldn't verify it. But means again that AI cannot replace human being. Yesterday, Advocate Mahir was talking about the data privacy officers. So of course it is a challenge. If someone is disclosing about you without your permission, what would you do? You will straight away go and catch him or her. But here, as Advocate Mahir was telling, that data privacy officer we need in the organizations. Okay. So that once you are leaving the organization, your data should be disposed of accordingly in due manner. So organizations should start thinking about that. Because nowadays, Aadhaar card, PAN card, mobile number, email ID, it is something which, easily anyone can take. So that theft, how to work, how to prevent that theft, that is a challenge. So we should not, see or look on the one side of the coin. There are other side of the coin also. So we need to think about those points also, because then only, because ultimately any invention is for what? Any invention is for the welfare of the society, to help the society. One classic example I would like to give you. One day I was going on a highway and there was some disturbance on toll plaza. And that was a computerized one. And that toll plaza person was struggling like anything. And it was showing my FASTag blacklisted while I was having ample amount in my wallet. Only human being can understand this. Maybe there was some technical glitch and there was a long queue behind my car. So how to handle this? Maybe that technical glitch, that automation have come across first time. So there may be number of problems which AI have not experienced, and we have to train, we have to program, then we can come across. Especially for the contingencies, whether it is medical exigency, whether it is administrative exigency, whether it is policy formulation required for the medical sciences, it is required for administration, it is required for education, for whatever. In all those areas, we have to be more careful that in what way AI is going to help us, to assist us. So these were my viewpoints about the AI, what I could, the inference I could draw out of these 5 days discussion. Now I would request amongst the participants, if anyone wants to contribute, say something. Otherwise, I have to invite Ms. Amrita to carry forward the session. Thank you so much for patience listening, my dear friends. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Ajay Kumar Tyagi, sir. That was actually a very thoughtful and provoking point of view that you shared with us. And now I would like to invite Dr. Rumi Ahmed for her contribution. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Amrita, and I hope we are fully utilizing this platform regarding discussion on how law, artificial intelligence, and society, specifically the digital society, can be interconnected and plays a very, very important role. So, in the very beginning of our faculty development program, in our inaugural session, Professor Dr. Preeti Saxena ma'am has rightfully said that while applying artificial intelligence, human rights, justice, and accountability, these three things need to be taken care of. And these three, that means the human rights, justice, and the accountability in no cost can be should be compromised. We had various sessions, and in one of the session, we also had discussed that whether artificial intelligence should be used in our judicial decision-making process or not. And here I remember one of the very concept, the concept of preventive justice. And I'd like to highlight here that one of the mm, this is the one of the government of India's plan to perform the interoperable justice system. And the interoperable justice system under the criminal law, which is this is a project of government of India, and this project is running in phase wise. So this project basically highlights the how to interconnect our judiciary, our police system, our prison system, and apart from these three main pillars of our criminal justice system, in this interoperable justice system, the government is trying to connect our forensic system, right? So there's all interconnection, and in this interconnection, the concept interoperable justice system, the artificial tools can play a very, very important role. So now there are certain data, there are certain investigations, and after those investigations, it was found that in our jails, right, all of us are aware about the overcrowding in our prisons, right? So one of the cause is that many of the prisoners in our jail, in our prisons, the persons, the court already have finalized their bail. But why they are in the prison? Because their bail has been finalized, that information has not been received by our jail authorities. Now see this how this problem is one of the main reason that our prison, our jails are overcrowded. So, here the artificial intelligence, that means when we talk about the connecting the jail, right, prison, the judiciary, the police, and why this interconnection should be there for the interoperable justice system, the AI can play an important role. So the immediately, that means that as soon as the judiciary pronounced the bail for a particular accused person, that information will immediately receive to the jail authorities, and the person can be released from the prison. So this is one of the positive impact, right? Positive influence of the artificial intelligence in our justice delivery system. Then here, I would also like to refer one most important concept given by Amartya Sen in his book, The Theory of Justice. Amartya Sen tried to elaborate the concept of the institutional capacity, right? He is not into the individual capacity, and he is trying to discuss the capacity, to build the capacity to improve the capacity of the institutions so that the whole system can be improvised, right? So I would like to read here that artificial intelligence can play a very big role here by developing the institutional capacity. And when I say the institutional capacity, I would like to mean the capacity, that means the how we empower our police system, our judicial system, our court system, and the all those institutions which are dealing with the forensic science investigation and all. So and one of the most important thing that AI should only and only be used to have the preventive justice only and not to give the final decisions. So, in our yesterday's session also, we had discussed that how a judge, he was called as he used ChatGPT without reviewing the uh, final things. So, self-restraint can play a very, very important role as we were discussing in one of the expert session where we discussed the regulating online hate speech, misinformation and content moderation. So, here Dr. Nidhi Saxena has rightfully observed that, before sharing, right? Before sharing, before discussing, and before applying any content, it may be in our legal research, it can be any facts on the case, any citation, right? Anything. So, it's a human tendency, but I believe that it's a human tendency, right? So whenever we see, whenever we found, whenever we read anything interesting, which catches our mind, easily we agree, right, without verifying the fact. So, the responsible use of artificial intelligence here play a very, very important role. And in Dr. Preeti Saxena ma'am also mentioned this thing that how a role of a teacher, right, while responsible use of AI, as a teacher, the teacher can play a very, very important role as a mentor to guide their students that how AI use, and that means the responsible artificial intelligence use can very give us a very positive result. So as a teacher, right, as a teacher, we should also guide our students that how AI can have a negative impact, right? So as a teacher, mentor, I remember here, this semester had ended, and I was teaching jurisprudence there. So, I searched certain topics for their assignment, and yes, I know most of us nowadays used to use ChatGPT for these assignment topics. But this time I didn't, right? This time I didn't, and I tried myself, and I chosen the topics, and the students asked me, कि मैम आपने ये टॉपिक कहाँ से लिया है अभी कहीं नहीं मिल रहा है ये टॉपिक राइट so the thing is that even to use the chat GPT in correct manner, in a fruitful manner, you have to give prompts, right? You have to write something. For example, if I want to ask ChatGPT to write something on justice, on Amartya's sense idea of justice, so I have to give certain words, right? Otherwise, it may give you a wrong thing. Another incident I do remember when I just entered into my teaching profession. So a student submitted an assignment, and that assignment, it was very catchy. The title was very nice, and he has written nicely, and but he forgot to delete the name of the main author. वो भी तब नया नया था, maybe in his third semester, and he had submitted the whole thing to me. So the thing is that without reviewing, without analyzing the facts and the content, right? Irresponsible use of artificial intelligence can result a very bad uh, thing, So this is how we have to have self-restraint before circulating, before sharing any data, any news. Now, we were also discussing in our sessions regarding the deep fake videos. Now, as a person, active academicians, we can say, or as a teacher mentor, So we have to play a more and more responsible role here. Right? I already shared that how, we have seen, we have experienced that many of us, right, without thinking anything, we just refer the things, we just share the things, the video, and these are the irresponsible behavior, right? We fail to maintain our self-restraint, and that can create the headmonger among the general public also. So, as a person in this field, academics, as a teacher, as a mentor, we have to be more and more careful and more responsible while using these artificial intelligence. So my submission is, please, all of us, we shouldn't forget our role in a development of a society as well as a country, and we shouldn't forget about our self-restraint, right? And here I can connect that why we are all the time calling for a new law, new provisions. See, until and unless we don't have any wish, right, goodwill to implement those provisions. See, the main will is not to implement the provision, but the will should be to how to maintain the societal balance, right? So in this societal, maintain this societal balance, this self-restraint is very important role, so that hate, it may be nowadays, it's very much observed that online hate speech or misinformation and all those content moderation, as I also share, that's regarding this, in our social media platforms, we all have seen, right? Everyone has become a content creator, right? Now this is the new designation, right? What you are doing, my profession is content creator. Now is the qualification here to be a content creator. As you have some time, and as you have easily can access the internet without any restriction, so you are sharing anything. Now see, how does general public, they get into it, एक ही वीडियो में आपको ये बोल रहे हैं कि सुबह उठ के 2 लीटर पानी पीना है। ना, पानी पीना है, पानी पीना है। अब एक को सुना, दूसरे ने भी बोला, तीसरे ने भी बोला। Now this has become a content, right? So now it's very important, right, कि कौन क्या बोल रहा है कौन से प्लेटफॉर्म में, एंड ये जो बोल रहे हैं, ये जो कंटेंट हमारे पास आ रहे हैं, इसके पीछे किसका क्या मसला है, right? What is the intention behind those contents? हाँ, हाँ जी मैम। Yes. Yes, everything. It may be the palm reading, the astrology, what we should eat, what we should wear, how to do our research, what tools we have to use for research. It's very confusing. So, for this, have patience, self-restraint, review your what you are reading, what you are following. So that's it. The self-restraint is very important to maintain the societal balance and in society. Then, we had also discussed many things regarding the artificial intelligence and intellectual property rights. And, intellectual property rights itself is a very, I can say, it's a very evolving concept, right? Intellectual property rights is the new arena, new development area in our law schools, where it is very much considered as so fancy, right? So then recently here I remember, few days back, there was I guess there is an application, it's a Ghibli, right? If I'm not wrong, Ghibli, right?
It's
Ghibli, yeah?
Ghibli, ma'am. It's a Ghibli.
Yeah, yeah,
Ghib. Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
Bipul,
Ghibli.
yes, Bipul, thank you. So, all of us, right, सबने अपने status पे लगा रखा था photos and all. Now, regarding this, I had a conversation with a young mind, and मैंने पूछा ऐसे कि, what do you think? क्या है? आपने नहीं लगाया? She said, अरे यार, दिस बहुत बकवास है। मतलब क्या है, अभी कोई मतलब कुछ कर भी नहीं सकता है अपने से। देयर इज नो राइट ऑफ क्रिएटिविटी। नाउ द क्रिएटिविटी इटसेल्फ इज अ कंफ्यूजिंग थिंग, राइट? आज आप हमारे सोशल मीडिया में, वेबसाइट्स में कौन किसको कॉपी करके क्या क्रिएट कर रहा है, टू आइडेंटिफाई दिस इज वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट। So creativity, who is the author, right? Who created, and again, we had also discussed how this can be permitted if it is a fair use, and how it is difficult to find out. And that's even in this world of social media and world of websites which are full of content. Right. So this is very, very difficult. कि किसका copy कौन कर रहा है, which is the original thing actually. So we have lot of discussion regarding the applicability of existing laws and legal principles in emerging technologies, including artificial intelligence and metaverse. And we had discussed what are the existing laws, and most of our guest speakers, they refer the Information Technology Act, the new DPDP Act 2023, and the rules, etc. And they urged that this is a need to add more and more regarding artificial intelligence in this new uh, act. But the thing is, researchers can play a very, very important role. The अभी हमारे पास हम बस मतलब हमें दिखाई दे रहा है कि ये प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है, right? And why this law regarding this information technology, and now whole area will come into the artificial intelligence design. It's bit slow. Sorry, what I feel it's a bit slow because uh, we are not techno savvy. Actually, we don't want to. Right? There are two things, technology and जब ये finance related technology आए तो हमें I personally feel that what to understand and how to understand. We feel disabled there कि नहीं समझ में आता है, and most of us समझना भी नहीं चाहते हैं, and which is the crux of the problem. So we have to understand it first, right? Many of the research areas need to be covered by our student researchers, teachers as well. And the interdisciplinary research and empirical research can play a big role here. So interdisciplinary research हमें नहीं पता है, as a law background teacher, right? As a law faculty, as a law school mentor, I don't know how this coding happens, right? How this website can be designed, how content can be created, right? And actually, what are the intricacies in this artificial intelligence and technology? So, if I am not aware, I do not have the adequate knowledge regarding the technology and artificial intelligence. So interdisciplinary research, like I can conduct my research. मुझे ये तो पता है कि कौन से rights violations होंगे अगर हम artificial intelligence को allow कर देंगे to replace the human being. Now here कि ये चीजें होंगे कैसे, right? How it happens, how actually this technology works, I do not have any idea. And unless and until I coordinate with those working system, I cannot conduct a full-fledged, fruitful research. So, interdisciplinary research as well as the empirical research. Yesterday's session, Advocate Mahir Gupta, I truly appreciate his session where actually he gave us so many ideas from his experiences. And as a young advocate who was also interested in coding from when he was a student here in GIMS. I'm proudly mentioning his name as an alumni of GIMS. And he developed his interest in long back since year 2016 or 17, he shared yesterday. And see how he has connected the things and how he is doing his research. empirical research. So, the artificial intelligence tools, how an application is working and in what sectors this application or the tool is failing, for that to know that we as a legal researcher, legal researcher, we can't play full-fledged role and we can't give a fruitful idea regarding this. And in this field, empirical research, right, is very, very important. So this applicability of existing laws, in one of my session, I also was advocating for the rights of disabled people, and still I'm in that position, still intact in that position, that artificial intelligence tools can play a very, very important uh, role in persons with disabilities in all over the world. And that's how our laws should be inclusive. The law should be accessible to all the persons, irrespective of their so-called abilities. And this artificial intelligence is like a most powerful tool for the persons with disabilities. So when I connect this applicability of existing laws and legal principles, and when these new laws are going to be framed, already our national strategy for the artificial intelligence, it already framed by Government of India. So it's a very request from my heart that these laws always need to be inclusive, accessible, and so that all the persons, irrespective of the fact whether this person has hearing, visual, or any kind of disabilities, those are mentioned under the Disability Protect Rights of Persons with Disability Act 2016 Act, those can be addressed. So this is how our applicability of existing laws and legal principles. Then we had also session regarding, yes, this can be how we harmonize our laws in global platform. Now we had also another session. I already said this, that this how artificial intelligence tools can also be connected to our financial dealings, and the blockchain, the concept of blockchain, and that means the connecting finance with technology. That's how we can say that this is fintech, and how this can play a very, very important role in collecting tax, right? So proper law should be there. These issues need to be addressed mindfully, applying mind, so that the foreign companies who are going to invest here in our country, proper tax can be collected, and that's how country can be economically benefited. Now, in another sessions, in our discussions, also we had discussion by Advocate Mahir, and he actually gave that how this artificial intelligence can also biases. See, we can't replace human beings by artificial intelligence, and we shouldn't actually. This should only be to prevent something, to analyze something, and because artificial intelligence, which is working only with the guidance of human beings, and that's the with human intelligence. So let us not ready for this replacement of human being by artificial intelligence to save little bit of our time or little bit of our हम कोई भी आराम के लिए या तो फिर टाइम सेव के लिए हम आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस को अपने ह्यूमन इंटेलिजेंस के साथ रिप्लेस नहीं करें. सो इसमें हमें बहुत ही सावधानी बरतनी होगी. And then in today's session, we had discussed with about artificial intelligence and legal personality also. So many questions arose, many research areas were explored by Professor Dr. Priya Soghi ma'am, that how and tool, artificial intelligence tool, right? If it is guiding our students or the users or the consumers for something wrong, who will be liable criminally? So will it the master or will it be the artificial intelligence tools? Those were the question arose. So altogether, this was a nice discussion platform. Many things, new things we got to know. And now participants, if you would like to share anything from your side, please.
Yes,
You all
ma'am.
are welcome.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, thank you. Bipul, you want to add something?
Yes, yes,
Go
ma'am.
ahead, Mr. Bipul Kumar.
On today's topics, I just wanted to add my opinion. Whatever I like after this session, whatever like I just it is my opinion. Whatever I just thought, and I just want to share. So let's start. Am I audible, ma'am? Hello.
Yes, you are audible.
Sure, ma'am. Okay, so I am just putting my opinion on a today topic, and that was given by Priya ma'am, and that was the biggest challenge. That is, should AI system be given a legal personality? That's the biggest challenge. So, good afternoon, everyone. It is honor to be here to speak on a topic that is not futuristic anymore, but profoundly contemporary. अब एक contemporary issue बन चुका है. एंड आई बिलीव कि फ्यूचर में भी ये एक बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन होगा. अभी तो हम इस सिचुएशन से एक तरीके से हम डील कर रहे हैं. स्टिल वी डोंट हैव अ पर्टिकुलर पर्टिकुलर और एग्जैक्टली आंसर कि क्या एआई को हमें वही इंपॉर्टेंस देनी चाहिए जो एक ह्यूमन को इंपॉर्टेंस दी जाती है. क्या ये पॉसिबल है? जैसे हर ह्यूमन बीइंग की कुछ राइट्स होते हैं, and rights है तो duties है, because it is believed that where there is a right there is certain duties and responsibilities also. So क्या AI जो है आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस है, क्या उसको भी हमें उसी तरीके से राइट्स देना चाहिए? क्या उसकी भी कुछ ड्यूटीज ऐसी हैं जो एक ह्यूमन बीइंग की होती है? दैट इज द बिगेस्ट क्वेश्चन इन टुडेज एरा, एंड आई बिलीव इन फ्यूचर also it will be biggest question front of all. Now, artificial intelligence and legal personality. As AI system increasingly permeate our daily lives, अगर हम बात करें तो AI सिस्टम आज की डेट में डेली लाइफ में है. फ्रॉम सेल्फ ड्राइविंग कार से लेकर AI लॉयर भी आ चुका है आजकल. रिसेंटली अगर आप लोग को याद होगा, when the Chief Justice of India was Justice DY Chandrachud sir. So at that time there was AI lawyer, that was robot was introduced. And आप उससे कुछ भी सवाल अगर आप पूछते हो, इवन अगर आप उससे कोई केस लॉ, लैंडमार्क केस लॉ, प्रेसिडेंट कुछ भी अगर आप पूछते हो, तो वो उसी तरीके से जवाब देता है. So we can say that AI is not only in a particular sector, ये लीगल सेक्टर में भी पूरी तरीके से आ चुका है. लॉयर्स हो गए, मेडिकल गुड्स हो गए, इवन ऑटोनोमस वेपन्स हो गए. कल का न्यूज में आपको बता रहा हूं, डिफेंस सेक्टर में पहली बार ड्रोन सिस्टम से अब रॉकेट एंड मिसाइल, छोटे मोटे रॉकेट एंड मिसाइल लॉन्च किए जा रहे हैं. एंड इट इज द बिगेस्ट बूस्ट, वी कैन से दैट इट इज द बिगेस्ट बूस्ट इन द सेक्टर ऑफ डिफेंस. एंड कल डिफेंस मिनिस्टर साहब ने अनाउंसमेंट किया कि इट इज एक्चुअली में बिगेस्ट अचीवमेंट. सो वी कैन से दैट ड्यूरिंग द ऑपरेशन सिंदूर हमारे पास ऐसे ऐसे वेपन्स थे जिसको हम आसानी से डील कर सकते थे. Not only Operation Sindoor, even in the field of agriculture sector, drone दीदी concept is also introduced. And drone दीदी concept आज किस तरीके से आगे एक लेवल पे काम कर रहा है, किस तरीके से इवॉल्व हो रहा है एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में, कि आसानी से अब वो चीजें हमें एफर्ट्स नहीं करनी पड़ती है ड्यूरिंग दी कल्टीवेशन ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर. So there are many certain things has been evolved through the AI. Now, एन अर्जेंट क्वेश्चन अराइजेस, और ये हम सबके सामने है, एक बड़ा क्वेश्चन है, शुड एआई सिस्टम बी गिवन अ लीगल पर्सनालिटी? ना ये समझना जरूरी है कि क्या हम एआई को, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस को, क्या हम लीगल पर्सनालिटी कह सकते हैं? क्या उसको हम सर्टन राइट्स, सर्टन ड्यूटीज दे सकते हैं? क्या हम उसके खिलाफ सू कर सकते हैं? अब जैसे एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है कि अगर सेल्फ ड्राइविंग कार है और उस बीच में कोई एक्सीडेंट होता है ना, हु विल बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल? सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर, मैन्युफैक्चरर, कौन होगा? दैट इज द बिगेस्ट क्वेश्चन फ्रंट ऑफ अस, एंड इसका जवाब देना बड़ा मुश्किल काम है, बिकॉज हम ये क्लियर नहीं कह सकते हैं और हमारे पास ऐसे सर्टेन लॉज भी नहीं है जिससे कि हम डील कर सकें। डिमार्केशन नहीं है, जुरिडिक्शन नहीं है। सपोज कोई पर्टिकुलर AI tools which has been manufactured in foreign country, suppose in USA, and due to this tools certain things happen in India. Now where will be the jurisdiction? और jurisdiction होगा तो उसके लिए पर्टिकुलर लॉ है या नहीं है? केवल इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी एक्ट के थ्रू ही ये चीजें नहीं की जा सकती हैं। वी नीड अ सर्टेन लॉ। नाउ इफ वी टॉक अबाउट दिस सर्टेन लॉ, so from where we will get this law? There should be an international convention or treaties. क्या होना चाहिए? अगर है हो तो क्या इंडिया उसमें सिग्नेटरीज होगा या नहीं होगा? अगर होगा तो क्या ऐसा तो नहीं होगा कि उस AI टूल्स या उस पर्टिकुलर लॉ से किसी कंट्री की सोवरेनिटी वायलेट हो रही हो? दैट्स अ बिगेस्ट चैलेंज, क्योंकि आज की डेट में आई बिलीव इतने सारे साइबर फ्रॉड हो चुके हैं, इतने ज्यादा डिजिटल हो चुके हैं कि इंटरनेशनल लेवल पर, नॉट इंटरनेशनल लेवल, इवन इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे भी इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू प्रोटेक्ट योर प्राइवेसी, इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू प्रोटेक्ट योर सेल्फ। डिजिटल अरेस्ट का कॉन्सेप्ट भी आ चुका है। सो सर्टेन थिंग्स आर फ्लोटिंग अराउंड अस एंड वी नीड टू थिंक अबाउट इट। नाउ I was talking about whether the sovereignty of the country will be protected or not. If we, अगर इंडिया इज द इंडिया अगर पार्ट होता है किसी AI कन्वेंशन से रिलेटेड, इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द साइबर कन्वेंशन में तो हम बात करें, ऐसा कोई कन्वेंशन नहीं है। बुडापेस्ट कन्वेंशन है, यूरोपियन कन्वेंशन है, सर्टेन अमेरिकन कन्वेंशंस आर आल्सो देयर, दोस हु आर प्रोटेक्टिंग द इंडिविजुअल राइट्स from the digital things. But in India, there is certain laws are required. Now, traditionally, legal personality is the ability of an entity to bear rights and duties. देखिए, लीगल पर्सनालिटी तो वही होता है जिसके पास सर्टेन राइट्स हो, जो सर्टेन राइट्स बियर करे एंड सर्टेन ड्यूटीज बियर करे। जैसे हम ह्यूमन बींग्स हैं, हम ह्यूमन बींग्स हैं, हमारे पास सर्टेन राइट्स है, फंडामेंटल राइट्स है, ह्यूमन राइट्स है, लीगल राइट्स है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल राइट्स है, स्टैट्यूटरी राइट्स है, एंड वी हैव सर्टेन ड्यूटीज आल्सो, फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज आर आल्सो देयर। एंड हम इसके लिए बाइंडिंग है। राइट्स अगर हमारे वायलेट होते हैं, वी कैन अप्रोच टू द सुप्रीम कोर्ट एंड हाई कोर्ट अंडर आर्टिकल 32 and 226 थ्रू द रिट्स। इट इज वेरी क्लियरली मेंशन। ड्यूटीज आर आल्सो देयर, सर्टेन ड्यूटीज आर कंपल्सरी। अगर आप उनको वायलेट करते हो तो फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज में नहीं दिया जाएगा, लेकिन आपको किसी और लॉ में आपको पनिशमेंट दिया जा सकता है या कुछ ऐसा किया जा सकता है। बट व्हाट अबाउट द AI? क्या AI को हमें उतनी राइट्स एंड ड्यूटीज देना चाहिए? क्या हम उसके खिलाफ सू कर सकते हैं? दैट्स अ बिगेस्ट चैलेंज। So traditionally, legal personality is the ability of an entity to bear rights and duties, to enter into a contract, own property or be sued. Human have it. Human के पास है क्योंकि वो legal personality है। इवन कॉर्पोरेशन ऑल्सो है, हमारे पास में फॉर्म्स है, ये लोग हैं जो लीगल पर्सनालिटी, आप इनके खिलाफ सू कर सकते हैं, कैन बी शूड। बट कैन और शुड AI हैव इट? क्या AI को हम वो राइट्स एंड ड्यूटीज दे सकते हैं या नहीं? दैट्स अ बिगेस्ट चैलेंज, सॉरी। सो टुडे लेट्स एक्सप्लोर द फिलोसफिकल, लीगल, एथिकल एंड प्रैक्टिकल इंप्लीकेशन। थोड़ा सा इसके हम कॉन्सेप्ट को समझते हैं। नाउ अंडरस्टैंड द लीगल पर्सनालिटी। सो अगर हम लीगल पर्सनालिटी को देखा जाए तो इन लॉ देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ पर्सन। फर्स्ट, नेचुरल पर्सन, जिसको हम ह्यूमन बीइंग कहते हैं, वी ऑल आर ह्यूमन बीइंग्स। एंड द सेकंड वन इज आर्टिफिशियल और जुरिस्टिक पर्सन, दैट इज सच एज कंपनीज, ट्रस्ट और स्टेट्स। कंपनी एक्ट के अंदर में जो कंपनी रजिस्टर्ड होती है, ट्रस्ट एक्ट के अंदर में ट्रस्ट जो रजिस्टर्ड होते हैं, एंड द स्टेट्स ऑल्सो। स्टेट्स में भी लिखा हुआ, आर्टिकल 12 के अंदर में लिखा हुआ है। एक थ्योरी भी है, सोशल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट थ्योरी भी आप लोगों ने पढ़ा हुआ है। एक कॉन्सेप्ट माना जाता है कि एज ए सिटीजन ये ड्यूटी बनती स्टेट की हमें प्रोटेक्ट करना, और एज ए सिटीजन ये हमारी ड्यूटी बनती कि स्टेट के जो भी प्रॉपर्टी है उनको प्रोटेक्ट करना। तो ये एक कॉन्सेप्ट है, कहीं ना कहीं एक तरीके से हम सामाजिक रूप से हमारे बीच में एक अनुबंध है जिसमें हमें ये हमारी ड्यूटी बनती है कि हमें स्टेट के जो प्रॉपर्टी है, एसेट्स, उसको प्रोटेक्ट करना चाहिए और स्टेट हमें प्रोटेक्शन देगा। सो ये हम कह सकते हैं। नाउ these artificial entities are generated legal personhood to fulfill certain legal and economic function, such as holding property, entering contract, or being held accountable in a court of law. Now, ये तीन सवाल दोबारा आते हैं। क्या एआई के पास ये राइट्स है कि कुछ वो होल्डिंग प्रॉपर्टी रखे? दूसरा, क्या वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में एंटर कर सकता है? तीसरा सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज, क्या कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ में हम उसको चैलेंज कर सकते हैं या नहीं कर सकते हैं? अगर कर सकते हैं तो हम एआई को वी शुड गिव दी लीगल स्टेटस, हमें उसको लीगल पर्सनालिटी कंसिडर करना चाहिए। नाउ दैट these all are the biggest question front of us. Now, if we already grant legal personality to non-human entities like corporation, abstract creation of law, then question become why not AI? अगर हमने एक कॉरपोरेशन को, एक फर्म को, स्टेट्स को एंड अदर एंटिटीज को अगर हमने लीगल राइट्स दे रखा है कि हम उनके खिलाफ केस कर सकते हैं, अगर हमारे राइट्स वायलेट करते हैं तो हम उनके खिलाफ केस कर सकते हैं, कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ में जाके अप्रोच कर सकते हैं, तो व्हाई नॉट एआई? दैट्स अ बिगेस्ट क्वेश्चन कि क्या हमें एआई को भी वही राइट्स देना चाहिए? नहीं। बट हियर द कैच, कॉर्पोरेशन आर मेड अप ऑफ पीपल। ऑब्वियसली बात है, कोई फर्म है, कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, कोई एसोसिएशन है, ये ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल द्वारा बनाया जाता है। एआई ऑन द अदर हैंड इज सेल्फ एग्जीक्यूटिंग, सेल्फ लर्निंग एंड इंडिपेंडेंट इन मेनी केसेस। बिल्कुल सही बात है, एआई जो है सेल्फ एग्जीक्यूटिंग है, खुद को एग्जीक्यूट करता है, एक सेल्फ लर्निंग है, जो चीजें हमने उसके अंदर में सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलप की है वही चीजें वो बोलेगा। बट क्या हमें उसको उतनी ही इंपॉर्टेंस देनी चाहिए जितनी ह्यूमन बींग्स की है? नाउ द राइज ऑफ ऑटोनोमस एआई। नाउ ये एक डिबेट है बहुत बड़ा कि द राइज ऑफ ऑटोनोमस एआई। नाउ until recently, AI, artificial intelligence, was just a software running on hardware. But today, especially in generative AI and machine learning models can, अब ये AI क्या क्या कर सकते हैं? अब देखिए आज की डेट में, they can create music, they can write contract, डायग्नोसिस इलनेस को भी ये डील कर सकते हैं। एंड कल के प्रेजेंटेशन में मैंने आपको कुछ ऐसे एप्स भी बताए थे जिसमें मैंने आपको कुछ एप्स के नाम भी दिए थे आपको प्रॉपर तरीके से। एमडीएस, देयर वाज अ ऐप एमडीएस, सीडीएस ऐप जो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हेल्थ द्वारा यूज किया जा रहा है, गवर्नेंस पॉलिसी में इसको प्रॉपर यूज किया जा रहा है। Recently, one of the student from the Andhra Pradesh, he generated the app, that is AI, which is related to the cancer. Recently, I just went through the न्यूज, सो आई जस्ट सॉ दैट। सो देखिए, आप 8th और एक नई क्लास का बच्चा इतना ज्यादा डेवलप हो चुका है, इतना ज्यादा मेंटली डेवलप हो चुका है कि वो कोई भी ऐप बना दे रहा है जिससे आसानी से चीजें हम इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। नेक्स्ट, बहुत सारे ऐसे एप्स हैं जो बनाए गए, जैसे मेघादूत ऐप हो गया आपका, ये भी ऐप है कि अगर कहीं पर सर्टन अर्थक्वेक या कुछ इस तरीके की नेचुरल फिनोमेना होते हैं तो उसका भी आप अंदाजा लगा सकते हैं। देन क्या एआई मेक डिसीजन ऑटोनोमसली? वो क्या स्वतंत्र रूप से डिसीजन ले सकता है? लर्न फ्रॉम डेटा, इवॉल्व बिहेवियर। नाउ टेक द एग्जांपल सेल्फ ड्राइविंग कार। एक एग्जांपल देते हैं, सेल्फ ड्राइविंग कार कॉमन एग्जांपल है। इफ सच अ कार कॉज एन एक्सीडेंट, नाउ हु इज लायबल? ये कल भी सवाल था, आज भी सवाल है। मुझे लगता है इन 5 दिनों के एफडीपी प्रोग्राम में ये आगे भी यही सवाल रहेगा कि हु विल बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल? अगर कुछ सेल्फ ड्राइविंग कार अगर एक्सीडेंट करता है ना, हु विल बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल? द मैन्युफैक्चरर, the owner, or the software developer, or could it be the car itself? Now, who will be responsible? Then what happened? In 2017, European Parliament proposed granting a form of electronic personhood to the most sophisticated AI agent, thus sparked widespread academic and policy debate. अब समझ में नहीं आ रहा, अभी भी वो डिबेटेबल टॉपिक बना पड़ा है जो यूरोपियन पार्लियामेंट ने किया था ना। इज एआई जस्ट अ टूल, और like a hammer or a computer program, or has it crossed into their shoulder where it needs to be recognized as a subject of law? Now come to the argument for and against the granting legal personality to the AI. अब मैं कुछ पॉइंट्स बताऊंगा जिसमें हम अगेंस्ट में बात करेंगे कि वेदर AI should be given the legal personality or not. Now, argument for legal personality. और मैं बताऊं तो liability and accountability, that's the biggest question. Now, AI act independently when it's cause harm. Having legal personality allow it to be held accountable. So जो legal personality होगी उसी को ही हमें accountable करना चाहिए. Now come to the second point, commercial utility. Now AI system are already trading stock marketing में आ चुका है, making legal decision, managing investment. Legal personality could simplify operation and compliance. Next, consistent with corporate personhood. If artificial corporation with no minds or consciousness have a legal rights and duties, why AI not, which can think and decide? That's the biggest question. Innovation and responsibility. Granting personality may allow for AI to own assets, take insurance, or even contribute to society under the legal framework. So these are the 4 points. Now come to the against point. जब हम एआई की बात करते हैं तो लैक ऑफ कंसाइंसनेस एंड मॉरल एजेंसी. एआई और इंसान में अगर हम डिफरेंशिएट करें, ह्यूमन बीइंग एंड एआई में करें, तो ह्यूमन बीइंग के अंदर में मॉरल वो मॉरल और एथिकल जो वैल्यू हो कहीं ना कहीं रहेगा. Recently there was a opinion given by the judge that the judges and the lawyers should not be used the chat gpt or artificial intelligence during the judgment or during the preparation and drafting of the cases. They should not be, because AI के अंदर में आप moral and ethical value नहीं आप generate कर सकते हो, वो human beings में ही हो सकता है. तो judges जब कभी भी कोई precedent देते हैं या कोई judgment देते हैं, तो जब वो कोई लीगल फ्रेमवर्क के थ्रू जाते हैं तो उस वक्त उनके माइंड में आई बिलीव एटलीस्ट 1% एथिकल एंड मॉरल वैल्यू भी रहता है ड्यूरिंग दी प्रोनाउंसमेंट ऑफ जजमेंट. नाउ लैक ऑफ कंसाइंसमेंट एंड मॉरल एजेंसी. तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है. अगर एआई को अगर हम अगेंस्ट में बात करें तो मॉरल एंड एथिकल वो वैल्यू नहीं रहता है. नेक्स्ट, अकाउंटेबिलिटी गैप विल आल्सो देयर. डेफिनेटली अकाउंटेबिलिटी गैप रहेगा. कैसे? Recognizing AI as a legal person maybe lets human, designer, owner, and corporation off the hook. Next, legal fiction without foundation. ये एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज होगा. Legal fiction without foundation, that means granting personhood might seem premature when AI still lack true autonomy or understanding. That's the biggest question. Now, ethical concern, that's the biggest one जो मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि एआई में वो एथिकल कंसर्न आप कहीं से जनरेट नहीं कर सकते हो. वो केवल जनरेट ह्यूमन बीइंग में ही किया जा सकता है. एआई में एथिकल कंसर्न, दैट इज द बिगेस्ट चैलेंज. डू वी रिस्क dehumanizing personhood by equating machine to people in the eyes of law? That's the biggest question. अभी भी ये सवाल है, आगे भी ये सवाल होगा, क्या ह्यूमन बीइंग और एआई को हम इक्वली ट्रीट कर सकते हैं? क्या जो राइट्स एंड ड्यूटीज जो ह्यूमन बींग्स को है, क्या एआई को भी दिया जा सकता है? क्या अगर हम ह्यूमन बींग के खिलाफ सू कर सकते हैं, क्या एआई के खिलाफ भी हम कर सकते हैं? दैट्स अ बिगेस्ट चैलेंज. नाउ व्हाट आर द करंट एंड लीगल स्टेटस एंड व्हाट आर द फ्यूचर आउटलुक ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन, वेदर एआई शुड बी गिवन द लीगल पर्सनालिटी और नॉट? नाउ अगर हम प्रेजेंट लीगल सिनेरियो में बात करें, सो नो कंट्री टुडे ग्रांट फुल लीगल पर्सनालिटी टू द एआई. कोई भी ऐसी कंट्री नहीं जिसने एआई को प्रॉपर लीगल पर्सनालिटी दिया हो. नाउ courts in the US, European Union, India, and elsewhere treat AI as a tool, not a person. अभी करंट सिचुएशन ये है, लेकिन आई बिलीव फ्यूचर में ऐसे सिचुएशन आ सकते हैं जहां पे एआई को वो राइट्स एंड ड्यूटीज भी दिए जा सकते हैं. In 2022, the UK Supreme Court, United Kingdom Supreme Court, ruled that AI cannot be an inventor under the patent law. That's a 2022 का ये एक लेटेस्ट जजमेंट है सुप्रीम कोर्ट द्वारा, यूके के सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने, और उसने बोला कि एआई को आप इन्वेंटर नहीं कह सकते हैं अंडर पेटेंट लॉ में. इन इंडिया एआई इज स्टिल ट्रीटेड एज प्रॉपर्टी अंडर द ओनरशिप ऑफ लीगल पर्सन. ये सवाल है प्रॉपर तरीके से. नाउ इन सऊदी अरेबिया, सोफिया द रोबोट वाज ग्रांटेड अ सिटीजनशिप. ये हार्डली 2-3 साल पहले की बात है. सोफिया को सऊदी अरेबिया में एक तरीके से सिटीजनशिप दी गई. ये एक तरीके से मोर सिंबॉलिक देन लीगल हुआ. इन यूरोपियन यूनियन इज एक्सप्लोरिंग लीगल फ्रेमवर्क फॉर ऑटोनोमस एजेंट. साउथ कोरिया एंड जापान आर टेस्टिंग लायबिलिटी मॉडल फॉर रोबोट एंड एआई कंपेनियन. नाउ व्हाट लाइज हेड? लिमिटेड लीगल पर्सनहुड होना चाहिए लाइक वी डू फॉर कॉर्पोरेशन और ट्रस्ट? क्या हमें जो हमने कॉर्पोरेशन और ट्रस्ट को जो लिमिटेड राइट्स दिए हैं सू करने के, सूट करने के, क्या एआई को भी उतने ही देना चाहिए? हाइब्रिड मॉडल होना चाहिए वेयर एआई एक्ट अंडर द लीगल अम्ब्रेला of its developer or owner. Insurance based accountability where AI action are covered but not attribute the personhood. Now, and lastly, I would conclude it that to conclude AI challenge, the very foundation of legal thinking, and it's the biggest debate over AI and legal personality is not just a legal one, but also deeply philosophical, ethical, and social. Now, it's the biggest challenge. ये philosophical भी एक challenge हो चुका है, ethical भी हो चुका है, and social challenge भी हो सकता है कि whether AI should get the legal personality or not. As we stand at the intersection of law and technology, we must ask, should law evolve to match technology? क्या law ऐसे बनाने चाहिए कि आजकल की तकनीकी से मैच कर सके? Or should technology be designed to respect existing legal and moral framework? या टेक्नोलॉजी को आप जो करंट सिचुएशन है, जो करंट लीगल एंड मॉरल फ्रेमवर्क है, उसके अकॉर्डिंग हमें इन्वॉल्व करना चाहिए ना? ये बहुत बड़ा सवाल है। या तो टेक्नोलॉजी को हमें लॉ के अकॉर्डिंग बनाना चाहिए, या लॉ को उस टेक्नोलॉजी के अकॉर्डिंग फ्रेमवर्क करना चाहिए। दैट्स अ बिगेस्ट चैलेंज फॉर द प्रेजेंट, नॉट फॉर द प्रेजेंट, फॉर द फ्यूचर ऑल्सो। Legal personality for AI may not be inevitable, but the conversation is. And in the conversation, we must ensure that innovation is balanced with the accountability and rights come with the responsibility. तो अगर हम राइट्स देते हैं तो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी भी क्या एआई निभा पाएगा? जैसे ह्यूमन बीइंग के साथ होता है, हमने उनको राइट्स दिया है तो उनकी कुछ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है जिनको उनको निभाना पड़ता है और निभा भी रहे हैं। लेकिन क्या अगर एआई को हम एज अ लीगल पर्सनालिटी देते हैं तो जो राइट्स देंगे तो क्या वो ड्यूटीज को भी फुलफिल करेगा या नहीं करेगा? दैट्स ऑल। थैंक यू सो मच। दैट वाज माय ओपिनियन। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much, Mr. Vipul Kumar, for your invaluable contribution on the intersection of technology and law. Uh, Also, I would like to extend my gratitude to Dr. Simivil for facilitating such a dynamic and insightful discussion. It's been a wonderful session, and to see the active participation and thought-provoking questions from all of you. The conversation today has added immense value to our learning journey. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Simivil for her gracious vote of thanks. Your support throughout this program has been invaluable. Please.
Thank you, Amrita. So first of all, on behalf of Department of Law, GINS, EMTC Greater Noida, it is my privilege and honor to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks for an yes. For the active participation, and a special thanks to Professor Dr. A.K. Tyagi sir and Dr. Rumi Ahmad, Associate Professor from Law Department, GIMS, CMTC, and also from the external participants, Mr. Vipul Kumar, for sharing your thoughts and views on the current issue during the FDP. So I thank you, all of you, other participants also, for your time, your patience, and participation and attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Simivil. Now, we will have a short break, and we will reconvene at 2:45 p.m. for our next segment of today's valedictory session. It is mandatory for all the who join this session. So we will be reconvening at 2:45 p.m. Thank you so much, everyone. There is an announcement that Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar Sinha, Vice Chancellor of Dharamshastra National Law University, Jabalpur, will be joining us for the valedictory session, and it will truly be a fruitful session for all of us. So all of you are cordially invited to join the session, and we will recommence at 2:45 p.m. Thank you so much.